Here is a short video all about how we can move between the drums in a more effective manner using less energy and less tension, and as a result we can avoid injury. And that's what we're going to talk about, right, Joji? Right, Joji agrees. So if we think about, most people, this would be your right hand. If we want to go from snare drum to floor tom, instead of either doing this or doing this with the arm, what if we let this hang? We thought about the arm turning, and we combined that idea, hang and turn, and let it drop. Then when we came back, we lift again, and we feel like there's a wall here underneath this hand, so the hand just hangs without any tension. And again, we turn the arm and let it drop. So 3 words we're going to think about: releases, arcs, and drops. The release is this part, the wrist just flopping down without any tension in it at all. So the release out from the snare drum, which is the German grip, is like this. We come up, we turn, we drop. Notice that even though my arm is turning, my elbow isn't really doing a lot of stuff. I'm coming up, I'm turning and dropping. My arm again just falls naturally as if it's at my side. Now I'm in essentially the French grip, okay? And when I release there, I'm going to let that fall downward, outward. Again, no tension. I come up, I turn, I drop. So I'm going to make a release, I'm going to go through an arc, and I'm going to drop. And I really want to let the weight of my arm fall, because it's amazing what a great sound you can get if you just let the weight of your arm fall. So I come back this way, release, arc, and drop. The arc, which sort of looks like a rainbow, we want to think about going from the center of the drum to the center of the drum. And the arc should look the same in both directions. So our rainbow looks the same. Remember, we don't turn until we get to the top of the arc for the drop. Same thing here. So I don't want to do this and then move over here. Or similarly, I don't want to do this and then move over here. I let everything move together. You see how relaxed that is? So you can practice this by counting very slowly and saying a long and 1, and 2, and 3, and that and is the release and the movement of the arm, and then when we play 1, 2, 3, and 4, we're following through and dropping. Okay? Now we're going to pick up a stick, and we're going to do the same thing. We know we have our German grip, hands on top of the stick. We're going to let that wrist hang. Similarly here, we're going to be in the French grip. The thumb is on top of the stick, and when we release, we're going to just fall to the outside. Just let it fall, literally. Come up, drop. Set it up, drop. Set it up, drop. Now, one of the reasons you might want to play a tap is to feel the release, but we're not going to set it up and play it as a separate stroke. It's going to be part of exactly the same motion, right? And remember, we're just letting the arm fall. If we let the arm fall into the stroke, then all we're doing is feeling the weight of the arm, and we're not having to push the stick down. So the work is kind of done on the way up, let it drop, the way up, let it drop. Or you can just do it this way. But the idea is to do it in time, right? And 1, and 2, very slowly, releases, arcs, and drops. And 4. Notice that the tip of my stick never comes up. It's always hanging until the moment it turns over. It's always pointing down. See how it's pointing down? Because this is released. I don't want to lift my wrist. Instead, I want to let the wrist hang. Okay? Now, next, we're going to go to the rack tom. Same hand, right hand. Same idea. And, here's German. We're going to drop in the French. Set up, drop. Set up, drop. Set up, drop. Again, here, out of the French grip, we're going to fall towards the thumb, so we can just hang at the top of the arc. Now the arc goes this way. Top of the arc, we turn over and drop. Set it up here. Okay? Now, this can be applied, for example, to rudimental ideas. So you could take a paradiddle diddle, and you could practice your move. So for example, it could be like this. Sorry. Now it's a little bit different here because we got to get back a little quicker. Da, 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 da. But you can see how I'm dropping, and then I make a nice big setup into that pulse note. Boom, 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 boom. Just get used to this idea, this way of moving by release, arc, and drop. Okay? Have fun with that and see if we can begin to apply it to other forms of drumming where we move between surfaces.